So remember I told you I was just going to close the spaces between the two layers. I didn't want to touch the cake too much. So if you note, I did not do a crumb coat on this cake because it's very smooth. It's really smooth, so I didn't need to do a crumb coat on it. So we're just going to apply butter and we cover our cake. But before I start rolling out my fondant, I'm going to measure the cake from the very base to the other end. So it's giving me 17 inches. So that means that the fondant I need to cover, it has to be at least 17 by 17. Yes, it has to be 17 by 17. So I'll check my table to see whether I have such space. Yes, I do. So that's going to determine how I roll. So maybe I'll roll 20 by 20 so that I will have a little extra to work with. So we're rolling out the fondant for the pillow cake. Remember, we have a target 17 by 17 inches. So we have to do well to roll to all sides. As we do that, we'll also measure. Okay, we're almost there. This is 7, this is 18. So okay, this is still 15. So we need to stretch more towards the side. So I think this is okay. This should be able to cover our cake for us. Okay, this is 18. This is 19.5. So my fondant has rested a bit. Remember, I always flip to the other side so that it's still fresh and pliable. I want to use I want to have an embossment on the fondant for this cake. So I'm using my stencil. So I'm going to put the stencil on the cake. Let me start from this end. So I'm going to apply pressure. You have to apply maximum pressure for you to get the imprint of the stencil on the fondant. So if you come closer, come closer. Okay. So now we're going to cover the cake. I'll use my rolling pin to lift up the fondant so that it doesn't fall or tear on me. So just lift up with your rolling pin and then drape gently over the cake. So we're just going to tuck in at the edges. Tuck it in. Oh, careful. gently cut off the excess so that you can see what we're doing. Careful not to tear the fondant. Tuck in gently. So I'm not cutting off everything because I want to tuck the excess under my cake. I'm doing an all-in-one covering. Okay, so I'm going to put some corn flour on top of my cake, then take another board and then flip it. So you have to be fast, make sure it doesn't fall back. Yeah, so bring it in, remove the excesses and secure it. Just gently remove the excess fondant and then neaten the edges. So when you're able to do this, you don't need to do an extra design at the base of your cake to hide any imperfections, because this just covers up nicely. Okay, so I've secured it all around and it's neat. So I'm going to put my board again and then flip it back again. Okay. So now I'll use my scissors